So, despite the immense challenges presented by MS fatigue, there are ways to lessen the impact of interfering with your daily life, right? So, Dr. Murphy, you've worked on developing several self management strategies that people can use. Can you please describe a few of these?
Hmm. And I think it goes back to, again, what Stefan and Homer were saying about it being subjective. So, brain fog, fatigue management, and most importantly, strategies are very subjective. It's about finding what works for the individual. So, usually, one of the first strategies we'll always look at, or I'll always look at with people, is creating a fatigue diary. So, being able to map out what your day looks like over a period of weeks. And I would always suggest 2 weeks and logging in it, how long you slept for, was your sleep good, what time you got up, what you did for each activity throughout the day, and scale it from and rate it from a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how fatiguing each activity was. So that by the end of a couple of weeks, you should be able to identify patterns or behaviors or potential fatigue triggers. And once we do that, again, the devil is in the detail. So being able to see that over a period of a couple of weeks gives us knowledge that we can then look at developing other strategies so that we can continue, I suppose, living without being hugely impacted. Because I suppose that's one of my ethos when we're looking at fatigue management and self-management. It's around being able to support our lives rather than our lives trying to fit into our fatigue. So first is always about looking at that fatigue diary, and there are so many different ones online. You can even log it on your phone or just have voice notes, whatever works. And once you've identified your patterns of fatigue, you can then look at energy conservation. So looking at when you function best during the day and putting your most complex or cognitively challenging tasks in during those best times. So that during let's say the evening, if that's not your best time, you can have more relaxing activities. Or again, flipping your routine to suit that energy conservation. Or using memory aids can be really, really useful. And again, that could be calendars, certain places to keep keys or medication or reminders on your phone, whatever, again, is going to work. And another really big one is about breaking down tasks. We can often underestimate the amount of pieces or elements of a task and how long a task can take to complete. And we get very overwhelmed with that. So when we look at breaking down a task into small, manageable steps, it becomes easier, but it also means we can incorporate more rest breaks. And quite often people living with MS may struggle with taking rest breaks, particularly when the going is good. When people aren't feeling as fatigued, they might say, okay, I'm feeling great, I'm going to do loads more today. And the knock-on effect is feeling more fatigued the next day. So it's really important to take rest breaks. That would be one of the big strategies after we've looked at the fatigue diary. Where can we incorporate rests?